Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Unbiased Formula One podcast. We're talking about the Snooze Fest. Sorry, did I say Snooze Fest? I meant Spanish Grand Prix 2020. Johnny, I'm joined by you down south. Give us your thoughts on that race. Bit dull, if I'm honest. I can't, big it up that much.
I can't bring myself to find anything good about it. It was just such a boring race. It was just, I mean, we get it every single once in a while. You get some boring races, and Spain is one of those races every year that's just not really too much happens. But this was just unbelievably bad. Really nothing. A
It
couple small things, but
reminded me of China 2019, the 1000th Grand
mm,
Prix.
yeah, that was bad. Nothing can beat that. I don't think that was terrible.
Yeah,
But this gets up there. This is
this
up
this is this is a close second. I'm not going to
very
lie.
close there.
The only thing that I can think of as a headline to this is that Verstappen splits the Mercedes, and that's it. There is no other news, people. The Hamilton won. Bottas
Mm,
probably could have won if he was better at starting and a better race
yeah,
driver, but he didn't.
yeah.
Verstappen's a better driver. Podcast
Um,
finished in a minute.
Yeah, we could literally finish then.
Thanks
With
very
not
much for
with the
listening, and
with the
we've got
viewer
to drag
attention
this
we get
out
on our
somehow.
videos, would think that's the end.
Yeah, we have to drag this out somehow.
Uh, I mean, Vettel finished and
I
in
mean
top
that
10. Well, hey,
Yeah, I mean,
that's a
I'm trying
point.
to pick out things here. Vettel, didn't he go to he had like a one stop, didn't he? And he went all the way to the end of the race.
Yeah, he did. Him and Perez both did one stop. Perez ended up, fourth, which is that was good for him. That's decent. And Vettel actually doing something, getting some points, and big up him, and but especially finishing ahead of his teammate. I mean, definitely not because the player went out. It definitely is actually, but
I thought
still, it counts.
I thought Perez finished. Didn't he finish fifth? But he had that penalty, didn't he, for the blue flags?
Oh yeah, I think he got far enough though, so that it didn't really affect him.
Well,
I think it was.
I guess that is one of the small talking points of this whole race. The penalty for Perez, the blue flag penalty. I mean,
Mm,
was it harsh? Did you see the incident? He was literally sat on the racing
yeah,
line. I get why he got the penalty, but I mean, 5 seconds cost him 3 points today. No, 2 points.
yeah,
Sorry.
I don't know. It was a. I don't see what else he could have done really. I don't know. It was over. He was over then. He wasn't in the middle of the track. He wasn't completely over on the left side like he could have been, but he wasn't in the middle impeding Lewis at all. I think it was harsh to give him that. It was real
I think
harsh.
they probably want him to like move out of the way, I guess. But Hamilton's still got past,
Mm,
and it's not like it cost Hamilton any
yeah,
time whatsoever. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, the main takeaway for me is obviously what I'm going to put in the thumbnail of this video is: has Hamilton already won the title? Is it over? It's 37 points to Verstappen, who is second in the championship, extending his lead by 7 points. Is that title over with Bottas finishing third, and he's dropped 10 points to Hamilton today?
yeah. I mean, you could never really see it's over until it is. Like literally, no one can but catch them. But yeah, it's not looking like they were saying today. The whole big headline before the race was Toto being, oh, the faster car is behind us today. We're gonna have it tough, and then just go and dominate with Lewis like he did. You just can't see them losing. You can't see Lewis messing up now. I don't know. It depends on what other races pop up, for the rest of the calendar. At the moment, we're just in Europe, but I don't know. It's looking like it's not going to be the most interesting season.
If you're listening and you're thinking, God, this is boring, if you've watched the race, you'll probably understand why. So we're really trying to pick out things here. But
Yeah,
honestly, if you're listening and you thought it was boring, maybe you thought that was a good race. Maybe you thought it was exciting. We had a little bit of drama in the midfield with obviously Vettel was going long, the Perez penalty, etc. But I can hear people shouting, "You're clutching at straws, mate." It was dull. It was. I know it was. I'm just trying to
yeah,
find stuff to talk about because we're only like 3-4 minutes in. Um, but yeah, in sixth place, I thought Carlos Sainz had a good race. Actually, he finished sixth in his home race. Looked like he just pipped Norris, who was in 10th. He got the final point. So
mm.
McLaren, decent chunk of points for them, but that's probably the most they could have hoped for actually here.
Yeah. I think they're doing what they need to be doing or what they can be doing. Really, they're doing the most that's available to them right now, and they're keeping. Are they still third in the constructors? I think. Or has anyone overtaken them?
What, overtaking McLaren?
Yeah, are they still third?
I don't know because I haven't seen the I haven't seen the
Oh,
standings actually. All I'm looking at is a screen of Nico Rosberg, who desperately needs a haircut, by the way.
oh yeah, yeah. He needs it. He needs it back.
Did you see actually that we could actually talk about this for a minute? Nico Rosberg was talking to Hamilton, and do you see Martin was asking him what he was saying to Lewis, and he was like, "Oh, I was just talking about the family," and I'm pretty sure they were saying, "Why didn't we social distance in Spain 2016? We could have easily got 1-2," but clearly they weren't talking.
Yeah. No, they would have. They would have been a catch up, but yeah, we'd like to imagine they were. Well, that probably just feel anytime they're here, then two of them are there. There's a bit of like a. You remember what happened last time? Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, I can't think of a more dramatic thing that's happened at Spain since that weekend. Or am I missing something massive? I know Vettel did a really nice overtake on Bottas in like 2017 at turn 1, but I can't think of anything as dramatic as that big crash.
Yeah, I've done. Spain's just always been that sort of race. It's just you see it coming up on the calendar. All the drivers know the track so well because that's where they practice. Obviously, that's where they do the pre-season testing. So it just seems like they have it on the calendar. They just want to get it out of the way. It's just boring, and for us watching as well, it's just it's not exciting. They always say it's not an overtaking track, and you always think, oh no, but it could be good. No, it happens every year. Just standard.
Do you think that they like I don't want to talk about coronavirus too much, but coronavirus is kind of soaring a little bit in Spain. Now they've probably got more like cases per capita than the UK have. Do you think their F1's hands are tied where they can choose to go? Obviously, they're going back to Imola and Portimao in Portugal. Is there like where else are we going to get races this season? Have they confirmed a Russia race, by the way?
I'll check that real quick.
They were
But yeah,
talking
I
about
think
doing a double header for Sochi a few weeks ago. I think that would be even worse than having two races at Spain, to be honest.
yeah, no, I wouldn't want two Russians.
Even though we're saying that, I might give Bottas a chance to win and get some points back on Lewis because Bottas, for some reason, always seems to do really well at Russia.
Yeah, unless they decide to do another, what was it, 2018 to Bottas, where they just were like, no, give it to Lewis.
Fast Rich James, pull over.
Yeah. Okay, I think they are going to be raced in 25th and 27th, 25th and 27th of September. They go in Russia.
Stroll, actually, I was impressed with Stroll. He had a really good start, actually, and then sent it up the inside of Bottas.
Yeah, it was a nice start. I thought, with how Racing Point are doing this season with their pick Mercedes, I thought like he could like keep it there. Maybe like Bottas might have another tricky race with the tyres, and thought another hot day they could have another repeat of Silverstone last week. But he just fell back. Perez obviously went in front at some point. Again, no idea when all the changes happened. Like when who overtook who when. It was yeah. I thought it'd be better.
I think there was some pit stops. I'm pretty sure there must have been pit stops because the Racing Points had a real good battle for a lap or two.
Mm.
You're gonna give some insight there, or are we just gonna? That was
Sorry,
the only.
I was looking at the calendar now, seeing what races we got. Nah, we're not going to the United States.
Can we just appreciate, by the way? Sorry to interrupt, but every single person apart from the top three was lapped. Latifi and Grosjean were down by 2 laps. Is F1 in ruins right now, or is this expected in Spain, where everyone does the preseason testing, like you've talked about? Everyone knows the track. Everyone knows what tyres deck's going to be. The pit stops. Everything is sorted.
I think it's just a straightforward race for them all. They just know it so well. They can just go. I think they want to go there. They've done. They did 2 weeks. They always do 2 weeks in pre-season. Obviously not this year. But they still did this year. Still did the 2 weeks of pre-season testing. So it's just when Spain comes up, I think they're just like. I mean, for us at least, for me as a fan, I'm just like when Spain comes, like I don't really care for
For
it too
me,
much. Right?
actually, it was a little bit interesting because Spain was quite hot today. It was very, very hot. I don't think it was as hot as the British Grand Prix in the 70th anniversary, but they Mercedes actually handled the tyres quite well at the start. And I remember Brundle saying in commentary it was probably because they had two cars. They had obviously Bottas behind and Lewis leading. They could kind of dictate what Verstappen was going to do, and that forced them into pitting early. And Verstappen never really looked like he was going to take the lead, did he? Unfortunately.
No, he had like a little bit towards the start. Right, he was keeping within 2 seconds of Hamilton, and I think he got it down to almost within DRS at one point. But it just seemed more rather than him getting close, it was Hamilton backing him up into Bottas, but try to get the strategy to get Bottas up in second again, or at least pressure Max to make either mistake or make him push harder so his tyres go quicker. But then I think just eventually they were like, I remember Max came over the radio actually, and they were like, "You're keeping up with him," and he's like, "Well, it's not because I'm going quick; it's because he's going so slow." So I think he knew that it was just Lewis and Mercedes playing a game with him. And then eventually, when Mercedes were like, "Okay, this just isn't working anymore," I think within the space of 2 laps, Lewis just doubled that gap
Yeah.
behind. And
It was just
it was
showing
over from there.
how much pace he was saving there. He was just waiting for Verstappen's tyres to drop off.
Yeah, it was a I don't know if it was strategy or whatever it was for them. If it was Hamilton with the strategy, or if it was the team, but whatever it was, it worked for them. It's I think it was a bit of a sort of after last week's strategy with Max just being fantastic to completely outdo them. This week they're sort of like, okay, we got it. We've got the strategy with Lewis this time.
Do you think as well the Albon Gasly, changing the subject slightly, but the Albon Gasly battle, is that a legit thing? Are we actually looking at a possibility where Gasly can get in front of Albon, get back into his Red Bull seat? Is that a possibility? Because Gasly again is literally tenths away across the line in an AlphaTauri from Albon.
Yeah, I think I didn't think it was at first. I know you were talking about last week, and I was saying no, I don't think they'd swap. Or yeah, if Gasly was still doing good, they'd swap him back again. But I mean, if he's getting the results in that car, and they have, I mean, it still is a question of if they've given Albon a better car now, and if he's still not getting the results, and Gasly is doing better than him, or at least getting closer to him, then I think there should genuinely be a conversation in Red Bull about swapping them back again, because it doesn't look like Albon is the guy. And again, like I said last week as well, I don't think they want a guy who will challenge Max, but they'll want someone who can at least give better performances, that can beat the Renaults and the Racing Points and the McLarens. And that's not what Albon's doing consistently enough.
This is exactly what they had with Ricciardo. And in fact, in my opinion, Ricciardo was on level pegging with Verstappen when he was there. Ricciardo could win races, not just like fluke a podium here and there. He would beat Verstappen convincingly at times. If only Ricciardo had stayed and not gone to Renault, then there wouldn't be this whole debacle. But I think with Albon, there's a big confidence must be a big thing, because obviously you go back to Brazil last year. Had he got that podium, I reckon he would have just got that podium and his confidence would have gone through the roof. Same with Austria or the Styrian Grand Prix, where he was certain to win there. Like that was nailed on victory had he got past Lewis. Obviously they tangled and the rest is history, but it must be confidence for him.
I think confidence plays a big part in any sport, but in F1 especially, because it's just that it's the sort of sport where you have to, when you have that confidence, you go for those big overtakes like Ricciardo. He when he lets it down, he just sends it. That's all about confidence. That's knowing the car, having the confidence in the car and your ability. So yeah, if he gets his first podium, I think we'll see a different Albon. But it's like just the thing. It's an if again. It's an if he gets it, and it's at the moment it's not looking like he will. Like he's just not looking strong enough, I don't think.
Do you think that Red Bull? It's so. I feel like we have the same conversations every week, and I'm sure they're having similar conversations. That must be a poison chalice, that seat, to be Max Verstappen's teammate. Is it an impossible job?
Yeah. I think the reason why Ricardo left and the reason why Gasly got swapped for Albon, the reason why Albon isn't doing good is because Red Bull are literally putting everything they have into Max. The golden child is who's meant to be the next one in Formula One. He's meant to be the next Schumacher, Hamilton. So this guy, he's a big one, next world champion. And they're just completely forgetting about their second driver. And that's the problem. They could have a great team, like two teammates who could be like Mercedes dominating the championship if they just pushed the other guy as well, if they just gave him the same stuff, or at least like not the same because they just love Max so much, but something similar to what he has to get them both up there consistent podiums. But they just seem to only really care for Max. Ricardo left because they were already pushing Max then, and yeah, it's a shame. It is like you said, it's just not the seat that people will want.
And Red Bull will be looking at that anyway, and they'll be seeing Gasly giving some great performances in the AlphaTauri. So why would they swap him back into Red Bull where he's going to be less confident, and Albon as well? Like it's a messy situation. But let us know what you think in the comments. We could probably talk for ages about that. But one thing I do want to say, non-driver related question: Toto Wolff, is he leaving Mercedes at the end of this season or next season? Because he came out in the press in the press conference midweek and said that he was, considering his position, or not considering his position, but he was considering his future, like whether he's going to continue, because obviously his wife is head of a Formula E team. Is that do we think that Toto is actually going to be leaving after winning back-to-back championships 6 times in a row? He's at the very top. Only way is down. Is he going to do a Rosberg and leave after being a world champion?
I think as a team principal, constructors, Mercedes I think they've broken the record now, for consecutive constructing championships.
Yeah.
So I think for him, he hasn't really got anything else to do there, nothing else to prove. He's shown that he's part of the best team. But I do remember before the start of the season, there was, with all the talks about, Racing Point becoming the Aston Martin for next season, they were talking about, there were serious talks about bringing him in for the team principal there, which I didn't think would happen, but then apparently he was seriously considering it. That's completely died down now. I haven't heard anything about that since. But if it starts coming up again, I think either go into that or go in completely different series is what will happen.
He also, I'm pretty sure I read that he invested in some shares in Aston Martin, actually. So that's probably where the rumours came from. But would that be a backward step for him? It would sure. Well, obviously it would be a backward step for him. I don't see, if he's going to leave Mercedes, where else would he go? The only viable option he's really got is Aston Martin.
Yeah, I think then they must be building a team for proper competing. I mean, they've got the car this year, and I think this will depend as well on that decision that the FIA are going to make with them again. But they've already given them the punishment. But if all the teams, or most of the teams, appeal again, and it comes back, and FIA say Racing Point, you can't do what you're doing, just taking the car from last year. Yeah, I think it will depend for them as a team going forward what will happen. But yeah, I can see it can see it looking like a step back for now. But maybe when the new changes come in 2022, things can be different, and that's what Racing Point are building towards. Maybe they're building towards that change, and they want to get a step ahead. So bringing him in, have him at least 1 year next year, just get the feel of it, and then the year after that they want to go push, get the right driver lineup, and go push for another title, or not another title, their first title.
And it's a similar move as what Hamilton did, obviously leaving McLaren at the time, who were pretty much the top team, or a very top team, took a step back to Mercedes, and everyone was like, well, why are you leaving? And then 2 years later he's won another championship. So let us know in the comments do you think Toto's going to leave? Is he going to leave, or is he going to stay? Are we all overhyping this? Is there no news here? Let us know what you think. Quickly, I want to talk about Kimi Räikkönen as well. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the guy in the comments, but I believe that Kimi Räikkönen now has run the most laps in a Formula One race ever.
Yeah, I'm saying that. Yeah, they said on lap 37, if he made it, he did, then he will have run the most laps, ever. So yeah, big ups to him for that.
What is your favourite Kimi Räikkönen moment?
Oh, favorite Kimmy moment.
There's too many to name.
I'll give you my top three, in fact. Third is just when he went and took a detour in the middle of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Loved that. Just decided, like, oh, I've gone up here, let me go down this side road. We're like, no, can't go down here. Second, gloves and steering wheel. You gotta love that. You can't hate that. That's a great move. But first is him going out Monaco. What was it? 2005 or something. I can't remember
Oh, yeah.
what year. And then just pissing off to his yacht and just having some drinks with his friends.
That was I remember watching that clip. That'd probably be my second or first, yeah. Because he literally retired, and within 5 laps, he's chilling on this yacht with some babes and like beer and champagne with his mates. He's just chilling on this
So good.
yacht. It's ridiculous.
It's peak Kimmy that. It was peak Kimmy. I mean, honourable mention there as well. It's a small little one, but it's just him. Just they've got the camera on him. Just have an ice cream, just casual as life.
Yeah, I was
just
going to
eating
say
ice cream.
you missed the ice cream moment, and you also missed. You named the gloves and steering wheel. What other moment did you miss? You missed like the no, Kimmy, you won't have the drink. Is it on or not?
Oh yeah.
Nah, you will not have the drink. That one.
Yeah,
I'm sweat. I'm sweat. Oh no, there was the other one, the Kimi Raikkonen moment where Brundle was interviewing him on the grid, and he was like, "Kimi, you missed the presentation by Pele." And he was like, "Yeah, I was having a shit."
yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, Kimi
Raikkonen
again. Kimi has
just
provided so many entertaining moments over the years. Long may it continue.
One of a kind. He's just like the sort of driver that has the kind of attitude of the old days, just the sort of nonchalant attitude of James Hunt, but then just with a robotic tone to it. And you just gotta love it.
And he's still fast. He's still fast.
Oh, still a great driver, yeah.
If only he was at Ferrari now. There you go. I'm going to be honest. I'm struggling now to think of things to talk about. We had. I think you want to have a little quick word before we round off about Grosjean and the Haas. If I may, before you start your 50-minute rant about Haas, the Magnussen moment in practice 3 with Ocon, that may have been the most stupid thing I've ever seen from both of them. Absolute. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Magnussen overtakes Ocon. Ocon got out of the way for him. Magnussen on a flying lap, and then Magnussen backs out of his lap, and then out of nowhere, he just comes off the throttle. He pulls over out of the racing line. Ocon's like directly behind him, looking in his mirrors to see where the Williams is behind, and then he looks up and goes, "Oh God, there's a car about 2 feet in front of me," and then just crashes into the wall.
We're going there. I didn't want to go there because I sent you loads of messages. I went on the rant already. I was like, I shouldn't. But oh my God, that was so stupid. Oh, I hated it because it's just Ocon. Yeah, he's not looking like. I still don't agree with the decision that it was they were racing incident. Some practice, some racing incident apparently. But yeah, Ocon's not really concentrating. He's looking at his mirrors behind him, the Williams, and then suddenly Magnussen's just there, pretty much parked his car in the middle of the road on the track there. It's like, okay, cool. And he has to swerve out of the way and crashes. Like Magnussen's on a quick lap, and he decides right then, as he gets past Ocon, oh yeah, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just gonna quit this lap. And they said that he was, harvesting the energy in the car to go for probably another lap afterwards. But literally when you see it from Ocon's view, he slows down, and then right before Ocon suddenly sees him go, he slows down again, even slower. He's going like turtle speed when Ocon suddenly moves out the way. And I'm like,
they said in the telemetry that he actually didn't brake, but the engine braking is so powerful, it is like slamming the brakes on in a road car. I wish that was a Brundle. So I swear there's a Brundle saying there somewhere. Family saloon car about ERS. I could chug a family saloon car along very nicely.
They're showing Hamilton and Schumacher. So this off topic again. Just I can't go any more about it. There was Grosjean again had things in this race, but that's that's the head of the drivers association there. So they'll take that up there. He'll have a little go at Giovinazzi there, and that's it. Even though his fault like usual. But Hamilton, three race wins away now from beating Schumacher. Schumacher's record of the 91
He's going to do it. He's going to do it this season. And Lewis Hamilton, after he wins his 7th title, will he become the GOAT?
I think there's no question he is already. I mean, yeah, he's not got as many titles and yeah, he's not got as many race wins, but everything else, he has got like every other big record. It's incredible. What was it? What's it called? Poles. That's it. Why can I think of pole position? Couldn't think of the word. No, he's not just broken. He's smashed that record now, and
He
just
has like
adding to it
90
every
poles.
season. Yeah, it's crazy. And that's crazy to think as well. Like it's not like there's a big discrepancy between his pole position and race wins, like with Schumacher. Like Schumacher's only got what 50 or 60 pole positions to his 91 race wins. Hamilton's literally there. Like his conversion rate. Right? I mean, it's not the complete conversion rate, but it looks, his pole position to race wins is close, and that's just impressive in itself.
I think there's no question that he'll be the greatest of all time if he wins an 8th world title. But let us know in the comments what you think. One final thing before we sign off. Charles Leclerc didn't finish. He spun out of no fault of his own. His engine just decided to head out and go home. And because the battery harvesting is at the back of the car, it just locked the rear axles when it turned off, and he basically pulled the handbrake on, spun around. I think he restarted again, didn't he? He went back to the pits, and his seatbelts came undone or something. And then they just decided, you know what, we're a lap down now. There's no point. Let's save the engine. Let's retire.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame. It was a weird one just seeing it, but then when they show it on board, it just the engine was like don't work anymore. Just spins round, and then you had the funny image. Like we were trying to, I was trying to find the image for the thumbnail of just him backwards, looking at all the drivers going past. It's a shame. Like you don't like seeing it happen to like someone like Leclerc. I'm fine with seeing it happen to someone like Grosjean, Magnussen, never Leclerc.
Poor Grosjean. Grosjean fans, let us know. Let us know if you exist first, and let us know if you hate Johnny for bashing your favourite driver. We have somehow reached
hate your driver.
We've just made 27 minutes, I think. Is that long enough to sign off, or shall we keep going? Because I think we've exhausted all the options. We've got nothing left to talk about. Mercedes dominant, Red Bull not quite there.
My one thing I want to point out is, again, stupid driver of the day system. Just again, I could go on another run about that. I'm not going to, but I don't think that's going to make for much better content. But it's stupid. Just literally have Brundle just name his driver of the day at the end. Like, stop giving it to the fans because they give it to bloody Max Verstappen every time. Except today, was Vettel,
I'm pretty sure Vettel won, didn't he, this time round?
Yeah, I think Vettel won with something like 27% of the votes, but still, Max came second with like 17%. What do you do? Lewis came third as well. What do they do? Nothing. They didn't deserve to be up there. Stupid.
I think Grosjean was a good Shepherd driver of the day, but unfortunately he never, for some reason, no one votes for him.
You stop it. Don't like that.
Maybe we should cut that out. But yeah, I mean, we've got to the end here. Let us know if we've missed any major points, because we probably have. But there was nothing. We're running on fumes here, guys. Cut us some slack. If you enjoyed the video, slap a like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, etc., etc., etc. One more thing I would like to add before the very end: F1 2020, the game. Should we start like a series on that? I don't actually have it at the moment, but let us know if we should start some kind of like series.
What were you thinking for that?
Well, I'm not sure. This is part of the podcast. We'll leave this in, but I don't know whether we should spice it up, or do we start a separate channel for that and do like a unbiased F1 My Team career mode on F1 2020, or do we just stick to the podcast? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But then again, we are going to become very busy within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So if we're going to do it, it needs to be soon. But let us know in the comments if that's something you want to see. If that's something you don't want to see, please comment and tell us, because we don't want to make a fool of ourselves.
No, I do. I'm fine with that. You don't want to see it? Get out. Grosjean fans anyway.
We should do a career mode with just Grosjean and turn it up to 110 AI and just see what we can do.
Okay, no,
I think that would be horrendous viewing. But yeah, we've got to some like 28 minutes, 29 minutes. Thanks for listening. If you've made it this far, if you haven't made it this far, comment Grosjean was my driver of the day, and then we know that you've made it this far. But Thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you for the next one, which I don't know where it is actually. Where is the next race?
It is Spa.
Oh yes, of course it is Spa, and then Monza, and then it's the Ferrari Grand Prix, isn't it? The Mugello.
Oh yeah, we got it. Yeah. So Spa, then Italy, and then Mugello.
And we got Nürburgring. Nürburgring is coming up as well.
Yeah, Nürburgring's back.
Interesting. Right, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.